Hey YouTube, what up and welcome back to another Pixorama. I know it's been quite a long time, And I don't want to become one of those YouTubers that say they're going to post every week.
I'm going to post every week!
And then don't post every week.
I can't post every week!
So I'm just not going to say anything. And the videos will come when they come. Life gets in the way sometimes. But I try to get them done as often as I can. So, today I thought we would delve back into the mysterious and hot land of the desert. That's right, I thought we'd try our hand at a sequel episode today. That means it's part 2 of the Desert Sprite Pack episode. Also, I got a riddle for y'all. What did the giraffe say to the lion as they crossed the road? Nothing. They're animals. They don't talk. The giraffe probably got eaten. That's the end of that joke. The giraffe got eaten. I hope you're happy that an animal died so that we could have a laugh. Go vegan. Just a little desert savannah joke for you there. On another note, I have been thinking about starting up a playlist for pixel art reviews, where I go and review art, perhaps in pixel art games or just cool pixel art that I see online. If you think this would be something you would like to watch, then let me know in the comments and I'll get that started. And I may even wear a cat mask. I don't know, I'm feeling crazy. So yeah, pixel art review playlist, let me know down there. I think it's time to get on with the show, so join me as I create a second Desert Sprite pack. Let's get to it. For those of you unfamiliar with the last Desert Sprite pack we tackled, here is what it looks like. We ended up with a whole bunch of lovely sprites which you could use for a desert or other sandy environment. Now, I'm going to use the same layout for this new file, and that would be 200 pixels wide by 150 pixels high. And we've already got the border and everything in there. The color palette that I'm using, once again for those of you who did not join us last time, is the 15pdx palette created by Grafxkid, and you can find this on lowspec.com. Simply download the palette to your hard drive in whatever format you desire, and then in Pixel Edit, go Color, Import from Image, and select the palette which you just downloaded, and Pixel Edit will create a lovely little palette for you up in the top right. So we're going to dive straight on in, and I'm going to do some rocks first. We all love rocks. So let's do some nice desert rocks. And I want them to look kind of sheer, I want them to look a bit battered at the hands of the weather, and also feel kind of dry. As you can see, I've got my old sprites in the background, which I can toggle between to check that everything's sort of on point and that stylistically things are matching up. And because of the palette, we can be sure that the colors at least are going to remain completely consistent. So I just have to make sure that the other little details are also going to be consistent, such as the shadows, which I gave this kind of interlaced effect in the first batch of sprites, and also the sharp edges of the shapes. I made everything look a little bit heightened, a little bit extreme in the first batch. I gave things hard outlines, some sharp highlights, and some contrasty shadows. So we got to keep that consistent here in this second batch. Let's go ahead and do a second rock, and for this rock I want to do something a wee bit more interesting. So instead of just a couple of rocks sitting there sticking up out of the ground, I thought I would do a little pile of rocks. Or rather, one rock that looked like a little pile, perhaps because the wind has sort of shaved it down. So it kind of looks like a stack of square rocks. And you might notice with this rock that some of the lines don't connect. In fact, a lot of the lines don't connect right the way across the shape. And this just helps to break it up, make it look a little more organic. I, again, want it to look like the wind has kind of carved this rock. If you do a Google search, you'll see what I mean here. You can often find rocks that look like the wind has just passed over them like a piece of sandpaper, and it's just ground down the sides and left these beautiful, smooth, undulating ripples in the stone itself. They sometimes almost look like they've been hand-carved.
But this is an illusion. In fact, it is merely the magic of nature. Perhaps I should do the rest of this video like David Attenborough.
No, I will not put you through that. So now we've got 3 different rocks. It's always good to have some variation, especially in these sprite packs. It really helps you, I mean, you can always flip the sprites that you already have to give the illusion that you have some more unique objects than you actually do have. But having actual varied objects is way more useful in creating your sets. It really helps to break things up, make things look unique, makes things look like you've put in that little bit of extra effort. So now we're going to move on to some other objects, and now some man-made objects for this Desert Sprite pack. You can see that I already had a couple of false starts with this object.
It's all good, it's all part of the process, the artistic lifestyle.
That's why we have erasers on pencils. Calm down, please, everyone. Anyway, we're going to start with a crate. And I want this crate to be kind of popping out of the sand, as if it's been buried slightly, as if it's been left behind. Just some refuse of some sort of human activity. And now we'll do a second crate, one that's above ground, just sitting there, waiting perhaps to be destroyed, or to be hidden behind. I'm going to add some little grassy tufts around these objects, just to give them a little more interest, and keep them, you guessed it, keep them consistent again. You'll notice that I've also added the same little specular highlights, all in the name of consistency. Now to add a couple more man-made objects, I've sort of headed in the direction of Western rather than more desert, although the two genres are somewhat inseparable. I guess you usually have Westerns in deserts. In any case, I'm going to do a fence here. I'm going to do a couple of little fences, in fact. And they gonna be broken. They gonna be just a little bit broken up. A little bit banged up. A little bit damaged. Because they're Western fences. They ain't no city fences. All fancy and white painted. These are desert fences. And they'll be damaged. A little bit damaged up. Yeah, you get the picture. I want to do some fences that are a little bit banged up, and these can be used in-game as obstacles, as way blockers, or simply as decoration. Yes, the uses for these fences are limited only by your imagination. Your imagination may differ from those of desert subsidiaries and shareholders. That is also a factor to consider here. Right, enough nonsense. Let's move on to yet another object, and this time perhaps a wagon wheel, also buried in the sand, as if perhaps the wagon met with unfortunate circumstances. Ooh, that was quite a dramatic ending for that lovely family. Anyway, their wagon lives on, and we've found one of the wheels. So I'm going to have it half sticking out of the dirt and give it the usual treatment. And I'm going to add another little bit of the wheel, just laying alongside, just as another object we can use, again, for some variation. Now let's shift these here objects aside and make room for something new. I'm going to do another crate, and this time an open crate, and I'm going to cheat slightly. I'm going to take one of the previous crate designs and then modify it. Although, as I go along here, you can see that I basically redesigned the whole thing from scratch. Anywho, but it doesn't matter. Now we have a crate that is open and looks like it is falling apart. Perhaps these nails simply rusted away. We have no way of knowing. All we know is that we have an open crate. And then I go and smash it. I thought, why have nice clean crate walls when I can smash them into jagged little bits? I also separated two of the side panels, again just for some variation, a couple more objects. This isn't called Sprite, but Sprite Pack after all. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and add a couple of sprigs of greenery, some flowers, a couple of little ground plants, some shrubs, some succulents, if you will. And now finally it's just a matter of going over everything once again and touching up, adding some small details, making sure I haven't missed anything, and generally just making things look a little zazzy. That's really not a word. So here is where we ended up with this second Sprite pack. I'm going to put all these sprites down in the description for you to download. Packs 1 and 2. Yes, that's right. You get both packs for the low price of nothing. If you do end up using them in a project, I would really appreciate a comment though. I'd love to see what you do with them. Otherwise, stay tuned for, I think I'll do a part 3. Yes, I will do a part 3, because I already have some cool ideas for stuff I want to do. Well, as they say in Norway, that's the end of that.
We never say that.
No, we don't.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I hope you learned something. I certainly had a good time, and I intend on doing more of these sequel episodes soon. Until next time, I'm Jimzip. Peace.